We'll begin tonight with the Kaima local government attack in Kwara State, which has left a trail of devastation and grief, with conflicting reports and a number of casualties. According to military sources, at least 75 people were killed, while village heads put the figure at around 200. The attack, which occurred on Tuesday, February the 4th, was reportedly carried out by jihadist gunmen who targeted the Woro community, burning homes and shops and executing residents who refused to adopt Sharia law. While President Bola Tinubu has condemned the attack as cowardly and barbaric, deploying an army battalion through the area to restore peace and security, the United States has backed the Nigerian government on the military actions. Igbalaniyi Omoniyi has been in the community tracking developments there since the incident. He joins me now. Ni, thanks. Casualty figures have been a bone of contention since this incident occurred. Please, can you confirm the figures you're getting both from the authorities and the security agencies?
I would start with the fact that both of them on their side are sticking to the figures they have. For the Brigadier General, he mentioned that they confirmed 75 bodies, but when we got to the community, the residents had a different figure. In fact, they showed us the place where over 70 people alone were slaughtered, and we could still see dry blood cloth all over the floor, and they explained to us how they were laid on the floor and killed, some burnt, some shot, and some even kidnapped. According to them, the figures are for the Muslim among them, they buried over 79 people. They mentioned that was the burial on the first day. On the second day, over 40 people. And for the Christian community amongst them, they buried over 23. And they mentioned that there were also some Togolese, about 6 of them, which raises this figure to almost 200 people, according to the locals there. And they had buried them. So the Muslims, they had buried them. And for the Christians, they've been lifted and taken to for proper ritual proceedings. However, the Brigadier General mentioned that 75 are the numbers they can confirm. Also, when we moved into Kaima local government later today, we met the village head who lost not only his second wife, lost 2 of his children. His apartment was burnt to ashes. One of his vehicles was stolen. Another of his vehicle also set ablaze. He mentioned that we have over 200 people that have lost their lives. So that in some way tallies with what the locals are saying, but of course against what the authorities are saying.
What you're hearing on the ground now, does it confirm the assertion by the village head that it took the military over 10 hours to arrive in that location? And how bad really is the road to that place?
Well, I can tell you for a fact from Kwara, Ilorin, which is the capital of Kwara, to Kaima, local government, is about 5 hours. Now, from Kaima itself to Woro community, it's about, let me say, 1 hour, 30 minutes, which gives us a total of about 6 to 7 hours from the capital to that community. So depending on where the military officials are, or where at the time when they were called, now that will help us navigate or break it down to how fast they could respond to the attack or how quick. Now, according to the locals, the incident started at about 5 and lasted till about 2 a.m. in the midnight. Now, if we calculate it by that time, from 5 to 10 p.m., that's close to 5 hours, then 10 to 12 extra 2 hours, that's 7 hours, then till 2 a.m. in the morning, that's about 9 hours. And they said the military came around 4 a.m. in the morning, which is about 11 hours since the incident has started. But so if we are trying to navigate it from where, if, for example, the military is coming from the capital, that will be 7 or 8 hours just as we spent. But of course, we don't know so many other things that might be parameters or issues that came up during the response time. But we spoke to the Brigadier General, and he mentioned for a fact that they responded in due time and made sure that they were there to bring peace and order. However, the locals are not comfortable with it, saying things have already gone way berserk before the military arrived.
Nema says they are providing support. The president has condoled and said he has deployed military over to that place. Can you confirm the presence of either NEMA or the military in the time that you have been there? And what exactly do they look like they're doing for the people?
Well, yes, we can confirm on our way to Woro community. As we said, we met the convoy of the Brigadier General of 22 Battalion, who's covering Kwara State and a part of Niger State. And he confirmed that he has his men stationed there, but we had to see it for ourselves. And on getting to the community, we could see at least 3, 4, 5, if not, of patrol vehicles, military vehicles of the army there. And even while we were there, we could also see a handful, if I'm not trying to mince word, I would say probably about 30 police officers led by the area commander, and also kept coming in there to run an on-the-spot assessment, although he could not speak to us, noting that it is the Commissioner of Police that could actually speak and give accurate on-the-spot assessments, because he needs to give feedback. But we can confirm, even as that when we were living there this night, we could still see military officials. They were stationed there. The police also were stationed there, and they are going to sleep there tonight. And in a way, I think it kind of gives some sort of assurance to the people there, not to stay for a long time, but at least to rest there tonight. Because while we were even going towards the community, we could see so many people moving out their belongings away from that community and just moving to Kaima. And even Kaima, where we are currently, the fear is still thick, because it's like an hour journey. Yesterday, there was an instance where we were speaking to the traders, and they mentioned that just by hearing a shout, they all just started running, thinking they've come again. So the fear is quite huge, but security presence is there. But they are only saying they will come back to their community if the military or the security operatives can guarantee their safety on a long term.
And you literally quite answered the most pertinent question here, how the people are responding to the response from the government after this incident. Quite a sad reality. Thank you very much for the coverage, and please do stay safe.